Some of you asked me, can you French a full cover tip? Let's try it. As you can see, I was able to create this beautiful French look. I learned a few things. I'm going to break it down step by step. Let's get started. Those of you who are joining the channel just now, I'm Suzie. Welcome. I've been doing nails for 35 years and educating. Many of you have asked a question, can you add French to those tips? Well, you know what? You can. I have been doing French for 35 years. It's one of my favorite designs and I'm really good at it. So I'm wanting to show you how you can do it with the full cover tip. And welcome to those who have always joined me the past few years. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a tip that's going to fit my thumb. So what you want to do is grab your tip and size it first so you know which tip you're working with. This basically fits the nail. It's pretty good. It's a little bit more square than my finger, and you can custom shape that if you like. But this one more or less fits. When you're fitting a tip, go a tiny bit bigger rather than too small. It just works better that way. Okay, so this is how you're going to start doing the French. You're going to grab your favorite hybrid gel. Some people call it polygel, if you know it as that. That's actually a brand. I call mine Easy Gel. You want to grab a brush, and we're going to start doing the French right away. This is almost like the traditional. This is the way I've been doing it for years, and then they came out with the reverse. You can check those videos of mine out. They're really cool. But the traditional is the way I've done it for years. It's harder, but I've mastered it. So you're just going to grab a little scoop of whatever color you're wanting to French, and you want to put that right at the very end. It doesn't need to be thick. You just want to get enough color in there. And my hybrid gel, you can work with alcohol. So just grab some alcohol and then you can start shaping. Now, the beauty of your hybrid gels is it doesn't cure until you put it under the lamp. So you've got lots of time to create this. Back in the day, we never had no such thing as hybrid gel. So we were always under the gun. We didn't even have gel back then. So we were always under the gun of creating the product and shaping it up as quick as you can because it was acrylic. And acrylic doesn't wait for nobody. You've got to shape it up properly right out of the gate. But with hybrid gels, my Easy Gel, it's much more forgiving and you've got time to play and do this. Okay, so you just want to take your time in doing this, get some more alcohol, and use it to shape that smile line. You can go very smiley or not so smiley, totally up to you. Then look at it on the other side and see how you like your French, and then keep adjusting until you get it the way you want it. You can even put it on your finger and see if it lines up. If there is a gap, see there's a gap there between the free edge and the white? That's okay because you're going to use a pink. Now, if you're using my pink, it's more of an opaque pink, so you won't be able to see that gap. That's the beauty of that color that I designed so carefully to make sure that you're not seeing that gap. So I'm just going to keep playing with this until I get it exactly the way I want it. I like it quite smiley. And smiley is when it's really like smiling this way, that the corners are coming up quite high. It's totally a preference. You just do whatever you like. And always flipping it over and checking to make sure that you're getting the evenness that you want. And just make sure that you do squish your hybrid gel right out to the very sides of the tip, because it's easy to come short of that and then it won't look very square on the free edge. You really want it to be whatever shape that you're working with. You want it to be right to the edge. Give a nice crisp look. You want to fill it in completely. So if you flip it over, you can see that it's right to the very edges, making it nice and square. That's great. Okay, so I'm just going to correct the French line. Okay, once you got it to the shape that you want to cure it. you're just curing that white in there so it doesn't move. It's on the free edge, so it's okay. We don't want to cure anything that's going to go on the nail plate area. We only are being able to cure the free edge. That's the advantage of this. So we'll just let that cure up. Okay, well, oh, it is done now. Okay, so I'm going to get that out, and I'm just going to clean my get your little lint-free pads. Those are excellent for this. And just clean the residue of the other color on your little paddle. And this is the nail bed part. Now you got to do this two ways. You can apply it on here first and then squish it on, or you can put it on the nail and then squish it on. I generally put it on here first. I don't know why. There's no right or wrong here. You can just do whatever works for you. The only thing you want to do is make sure you've got enough, but not too much. That is kind of the trick with this stuff. It's simply a guesstimation. You're guessing how much you're going to need. And the more you do this, the better you get. Just remember that every nail is different sizes, so you'll need different amounts. So once you've got it right for one finger, it's going to be different for another. Okay, so I'm going to have my little lint-free pad ready to go. And I'm squishing the hybrid gel all the way up. And I'm not really going to go past the smile line. I'm going to go up 2. And just press it right into it to make sure it gets right up in there. And you can always have a boo on the other side and make sure, and you can see that it's kind of vacant in that spot. So it's always good to look. We need more. We also need more product to build the apex, because that's what you're doing. These tips are really trying to simulate a nail, and if you don't have enough product in there, you got to fill it in, right? So I just added a whole bunch, and I'm just squishing it all the way to the end. Now, if I press it in there, it might go that far, but I definitely want to make sure it's going to reach that white part to make sure I don't have any gap in there. But I want to make sure it's right to the side. Now, of course, I'm instructing, so it's taking longer to just explain and educate than if I just did it. Okay, so as it goes onto the nail, of course, it's going to squish up a little bit. Look how pretty that is. That's gorgeous. Now I'm just double checking. Now I do see a little boo-boo here. See how it's little? I don't know if you can see that. It's a little tiny bit translucent right on that very corner. I didn't check it good enough. I mean, that's getting picky, but why not? Let's get picky, right? Okay, I'm going to get a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of white. Which corner? This one. And I'm going to put it right in that corner. Now this is a clear tip, so when it cures again, when it's in the light, it will cure that little corner. And I'm just going to add that in there, make sure that I've got enough in. I mean, like I say, it's getting picky, but okay, I think I like it. Just going to take another look at it before I slap it on. Okay, so I am just going to put it right near the cuticle. You know, when I was first doing these tips, like I'm a sculpted girl, right? I love sculpting. That is my trade. I overthought it. You think of press-ons, right? That's what you're used to. I pressed it on too hard. But what I've learned is, as I'm doing them more and more, you don't press on too hard. It squishes all the stuff out, and you need that for the apex. So you want to make sure you just gently place it on, put it in place, squish it a little bit to make sure it sucks in on the sides of your sidewall of your finger. That's looking good. And then if there's any that spills out, take some alcohol on your brush and scoop away from your cuticle. Now here's where you want to make sure that it is not crooked. So make sure you line it up, that you got it right straight. It's looking good. Okay, now I'm going to cure it. And this is when you want to do a full cure.
Pardon, it's licking herself. She's grooming right now.
Because she does like to sit there.
Yeah, cute.
Okay, one thing I always want to remind you is clean the hydrogel off of your little paddle and clean the end of your brush with alcohol. Do not clean these bristles with acetone. It'll destroy it. Okay, and then make sure you cap it and put it away for next time. Now you've got, so one thing, it's just like gel, hybrid gel has a sticky layer, a dispersion layer that comes to the surface. That's what helps it not smell. Same with gel polish, right? So just wipe that clean before you file. Now I always like to file the cuticle area. I call it cuticle separation. And it's really important to have a very more natural looking nail after you're done. It's all part of sculpting. So this is totally optional. You don't have to do this. If you have the equipment and the skills to do it or the wherewithal or you want to, then it's totally your call. So there's not much spillage at all. I'm just gonna just slightly separate the cuticle from the fake part, just to make it more defined, really. That's what I'm doing. Okay, and then because I'm gonna put a top coat on it, I'm gonna just give a nice little buff with a spongy file just to prepare that tip to absorb the top coat so it sticks. And then I just gently go around the free edge here and just make sure it's nice and smooth. And definitely I will go on the free edge just to make sure there's no little edges there sticking out. You just want it nice and smooth. That's all. Okay, then I will go again one more time and remove any of the dust because none of the stuff likes to have, especially the top coat, when you put the top coat, it doesn't like to have any dust whatsoever because it just looks dreadful. Okay. Okay, now we are ready to go with the top coat. Okay, now we get some top coat on there. What a finished look. I have to say, it's been a long time since I've been wearing any type of French square, I'll tell you that. Really pretty though. I'm gonna do them all for the photo, of which we'll check out right now. Aren't they gorgeous? I'm going to at least enjoy wearing them on one hand for a while. I did want to mention this color I'm in love with right now on this hand. Isn't that gorgeous? A delicate lilac. This is from Coco & Claire. And if you're interested, it's Charmed 369. I absolutely love it. Not sponsored. I just wanted to make sure that you knew about it because I just love it. If you wanted to catch this video, I had so much fun working with my spring flowers. This video is adorable. Again, I'm educating, so it takes a little longer, but they do go quick once you get the hang of it. Check it out.